Most people don't have a spending problem. They have a leakage problem. You don't lose money in big dramatic decisions. You lose it quietly, in patterns you barely notice. A subscription you forgot. A $12 lunch that turns into $240 a month. A small upgrade that becomes your new baseline. And the worst part is, none of it feels like a mistake. You're not being irresponsible. You're not being reckless. You're just following the default system most people live in. You earn, you spend. And somehow, nothing stays. Now here's where it gets interesting. If you took just $15 a day, nothing extreme, and redirected it, that's over $5,000 a year. Invested in something like the S&P 500, that single invisible habit could quietly turn into six figures over time. Same income, completely different outcome. So the real question isn't, why am I not making enough money? It's, where is my money silently escaping every single day? Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And in this video, we're going to break that down. Not random tips, but the few habits that actually move the needle. The ones that give you control back without making your life feel restricted. So stay with me, because by the end, you're going to see your money completely differently. And if you enjoy this kind of breakdown, clear, practical, no fluff, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start with something most people never question. You wake up, check your bank account, and nothing looks wrong. Your paycheck came in, your bills are paid, you're not doing anything extreme. And yet, the balance never really grows. It just resets. Every month. Now here's the part most people never stop to analyze. Your biggest expenses aren't the obvious ones. They're the ones that feel normal. The $8 coffee that became a routine. The streaming services you barely think about. The convenience purchases that save you time, but quietly cost you hundreds. Individually, none of these matter. But combined, they create a system where your income flows out almost as fast as it comes in. And because everything feels justified, you never trigger the feeling that something is wrong. That's why this problem is so hard to fix. There's no alarm, no big mistake, just a constant, low-level leak. And over time, something subtle happens. Every raise you get disappears. Every bonus gets absorbed. Your lifestyle expands just enough to keep you in the same place. This is what people don't realize. You're not stuck because you don't earn enough. You're stuck because your system is designed to spend everything it receives. And until that changes, no salary increase will fix it. Because the problem isn't the amount of money coming in. It's the structure controlling where it goes. Let's make this real with numbers, not extreme numbers, not unrealistic scenarios, just normal, everyday spending. Imagine you spend $10 a day on things you barely think about. Coffee, snacks, small upgrades, convenience. That's it. $10. Over a year, that's about $3,650. Now here's where the story changes. If instead of spending that money, you invested it consistently in a broad index fund tracking the S&P 500, at an average return of around 8% per year, after 10 years, that's roughly $55,000. After 20 years, around $180,000. After 30 years, over $450,000. From $10 a day. Nothing dramatic, no big sacrifices, just redirecting something that already exists. And this is the part most people miss. It's not that they can't invest, it's that their money never stays long enough to be invested, because it's constantly being converted into short-term comfort. Food you forget, subscriptions you don't use, convenience you don't. Question. So the issue isn't discipline, it's direction. Your money is moving. It's just moving in the wrong direction. And once you understand that, you stop asking, how do I earn more? And you start asking something far more powerful. How much of what I already earn is quietly being lost before it ever has a chance to grow? So if the problem isn't income, and it isn't discipline, it's structure, which means the solution isn't doing more. It's designing a system that works without you thinking about it. And this is where most advice gets it wrong. It gives you dozens of tips, but in reality, only a few actually move the needle. The first is simple. Pay yourself first. The moment your paycheck hits, a portion moves automatically into investments, into a Roth IRA, into a 401k. Not at the end of the month, at the beginning, before your lifestyle has a chance to expand. The second is friction. You don't need more willpower. You need to make bad decisions slightly harder. Delete saved cards. Unsubscribe from promotional emails. Wait 24 hours before buying anything non-essential. That pause alone eliminates most impulse spending. The third is elimination. Not cutting everything, just removing what adds no real value. Subscriptions you forgot, fees you never questioned, habits that became automatic but meaningless. And finally, replacement. You don't just remove spending, you redirect it. Cooking instead of ordering. Using what you own instead of upgrading. Fixing instead of replacing. This is what changes everything. Not restriction, redirection. Because once your system is set correctly, you stop relying on motivation, and your money starts behaving differently without effort. Here's where most people lose. Not in the math, in the moment. Because your brain isn't designed to optimize money, it's designed to seek relief. You work all day, you feel tired, you open your phone, and suddenly spending feels like a reward. I deserve this. That single sentence costs people thousands every year. Not because the purchase is big, but because it repeats, again and again, and the system is built to reinforce it. Notifications, discounts, limited time offers. Everything is engineered to turn a feeling into a transaction. Now combine that with something even more dangerous. Comparison. You see what other people have, where they go, what they buy. And without realizing it, your baseline shifts. What once felt like enough starts to feel like you're behind. So you spend to catch up. But there's no finish line, just a moving target. And this is the trap. You're not trying to be irresponsible. You're trying to feel better. To feel in control. To feel like you're progressing. But the result is the opposite. Because every time you trade long-term growth for short-term relief, you reset your progress. That's why this isn't just a money problem. It's a behavioral loop. And until you see it clearly, you'll keep playing it without realizing the cost. Once you stop the leaks, something important happens. You finally have margin. And that's where most people make their next mistake. They leave the money sitting in a checking account. Or worse, they slowly spend it again. But money sitting still doesn't grow. It needs a system. And in the US, that system already exists. You just have to use it correctly. Start with your 401k. If your employer offers a match, that's not optional. That's a guaranteed return on your money. Contribute at least enough to capture the full match, because leaving it behind is like rejecting free income. Then comes the Roth IRA. Money you invest there grows tax-free, which means decades from now, every dollar of growth belongs entirely to you. No surprises, no tax bill waiting at the end. And beyond that, a simple brokerage account invested in low-cost index funds, tracking the S&P 500, letting the market do the heavy lifting over time. This is where frugality transforms. It stops being about saving money and starts becoming capital allocation. Every dollar you don't waste becomes a worker, a small asset, a future income stream. And the moment that shift happens, your financial life changes direction. Because now you're not just keeping money, you're deploying it. Now here's the part most people realize too late. Cutting expenses works, but it doesn't scale. You can cancel subscriptions, cook more, avoid waste, and all of that matters. But there's a ceiling. At some point, there's nothing left to cut without affecting your quality of life. And when you reach that point, progress slows down. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're only optimizing one side of the system. Expenses. Wealth doesn't grow from reduction alone. It grows from expansion. Your income is the only variable in your financial life that has no fixed limit. You can increase it. You can improve your skills. You can move into higher-paying roles. You can create additional streams. And more importantly, income doesn't just increase your lifestyle. It increases your investing capacity. Every extra dollar you earn has two possible destinations: consumption or compounding. And that decision repeats every single month. An extra $300 a month invested consistently. That's $3,600 a year. But over time, that doesn't stay linear. At a long-term market return around 8%, that single adjustment alone can grow into tens of thousands, then six figures. Without changing your strategy, without increasing your risk, just increasing the input. This is where things start to accelerate, because now you're not just plugging leaks, you're increasing the flow. And when both happen at the same time, control on one side, expansion on the other, your financial life stops feeling constrained and starts building momentum. So when people think about building wealth, they usually focus on the visible parts: earning more, picking better investments, trying to find the right strategy. But that's not where the transformation begins. It begins with control. Because if money keeps leaking out, nothing you build will hold. And once you fix that, everything starts to compound differently. The same income produces surplus. The same habits start generating momentum. The same decisions begin stacking instead of canceling each other out. That's the shift most people never make. They try to grow without first stabilizing. But real progress comes from sequence. First, you stop the leaks. Then you redirect the flow. Then you expand the input. And finally, you let compounding take over. At that point, something subtle changes. You stop relying on effort alone, because your system starts doing part of the work for you. Your investments grow in the background. Your contributions become automatic. Your financial life gains direction. And over time, the pressure disappears. Not because you're earning dramatically more overnight, but because your money finally stays long enough to grow. That's what most people miss. Wealth isn't built by intensity, it's built by alignment, where your behavior, your system, and your money all move in the same direction. So if this changed how you see your finances, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And tell me in the comments, what's one financial habit you're going to change starting today?